Hello and welcome, dear students. These are the learning targets for grade 10 for week 1 after reporting back to school. That is with effect from 30th of August till 3rd of September. I am sharing the learning target. Students, you are quite aware that midway between the month of May we had frozen our literature portion and we carried on with the language learning, reading, writing and building on our grammar and workbook. We were waiting for the CBSE to declare the deleted portion so that we can go ahead with our literature. Since the deleted portion was shared by CBSE and our learning planner was revised, a lot of portion has been brought forward from the last week of May and the month of June, which were not deleted. So our first week has got a lot of portion which has been brought forward from the previous months. Now let us begin and see what all topics do we have in store for us. Of course, it looks quite overwhelming. We might not be able to complete it during the first week. It might be brought forward to the next week. So it is just a general idea what all topics do we have in store for us. From the first flight we have poem animals. One of the videos has already been uploaded regarding that. We are beginning with this topic on day 1 of our reporting back. Then we have the footprints without feet. From this book we have got two topics that we have brought forward. One is that the making of a scientist. It is a short story, and the target that learning objective that we need to have is that plot, developing a plot, writing a character, developing a character, having a perspective, understanding the perspective of the character and building an opinion, having our perspective, knowing the perspective of the writer and your own personal perspective, which you express with I think, I feel and I believe. It's quite a lot that we have in this particular short story that we need to complete during this week. Then the next topic that is again brought forward from the same book, that is the necklace. It's a supplementary reader. Again you need to identify the setting and the rising action, climax, resolution, and develop the character, identify the perspective of the character, develop your own perspective, know the perspective of the writer, and you should be able to write your opinion with using I think, I feel and I believe. It's again quite a lot in this topic. There's a lot of depth in this topic that we need to develop. Listening comprehensions, of course, it's an internal assessment of speaking and listening that depends on our interaction in the class. There will be no formal listening comprehension. That I will not be bringing a passage for conducting a listening comprehension. It's the general assessment, that is enrichment of speaking listening in the class itself. You may have your own incidences to share regarding the pandemic. That again perspective video has been uploaded for reflection. That will be discussed in the class, but I expect that you all to develop building on that so that we can place it the day when we want to have a writing class. And then we have the topic Glimpse from India. It's a poem from first flight. It has again been brought forward, and this topic that is literature, topic 9, topic 8 has been deleted, that is Mitchell the author. Topic 9 is Madam Rides the Bus. It is quite a lot in this week. We might not be able to complete all. Then we have the writing, detailed writing from page number 128, and we need to incorporate, all of you are aware of your asset percentile ranking. Keep a target and try developing to the next target, and you need to put in a lot of extra effort in order to rise to the next percentile. Workbook, kindly make sure that you have completed unit 5, because towards the end the practice seemed to have died out. So ensure that unit 5 is completed, and we are going to begin with unit 6 of the workbook. Now we are quite sure of the topics that we need to be aware of. Now let us see what are the subtopics. Wherever it is a poem, you need to have the appreciation of the poem, analysis, and you should be able to comprehend with using the literary devices and the poetic devices. Again, for prose, we have the same. That means the use of literary devices. So you need to identify that and analyze with the aspects of conflict resolution, problem solution, and other such literary aspects. Vocabulary parade, you need to identify the vocabulary. Of course, it goes without saying that vocabulary, new vocabulary and difficult vocabulary, it might differ from person to person. Whatever words are new to you, kindly underline that, keep listing them, and try understanding the new words as per the context. That means the meaning, if it is given in the two commas, or explained in the next sentence or within the coming paragraph. Associate a meaning to it and try to understand as per the context that is expected of us when we talk about reading literacy. But if you are not comfortable, you may look up in a dictionary and write the meanings in your notebook. And this list of vocabulary words, try using them in your writing. Poem appreciation, poem creation, it is beyond our prescribed portion. It is not the CBSE prescribed that you are supposed to create a poem. It is to develop your aesthetic sense and writing a poem. It is an extra addition or modification for enrichment of the curriculum. Establishing the cross curricular links, try establishing the links with the subjects that you are studying or the topics that you have studied. For example, wherever it comes to, say for example, the scientist, we try relating it to science topic and the scientist and their life history. If we can track back to certain scientist, or you may select a scientist, a personality, and try relating and try finding out about that person's difficulties and determination and how that person reached the pinnacle to be known as a renowned scientist. You can do this as a topic of self-discovery and make notes, because when it comes to long writing, you need to have this kind of information built well in advance. All the long writing that you get in your question number 3 and question number 4 are related in some way or the other to your literature topics. So wherever you need to do some extra research, kindly do it now and make your rough notes or pointers or bullet points ready, so that you have your content well structured and in place, and you need not cram and worry near examinations. Try tracking out the life history of a scientist and place it on a timeline. Maybe you can place it in your room and keep adding post-it notes to it, so that you know that those aspects well in advance. And if you are given to write about some personality, you will be able to write. Coming to objectives, the CBSE objectives, I'll be sharing the blueprint separately so that you are familiar with what kind of objective. This is completely different to NCERT indicators or learning outcomes. You need to have that aspect of not only just knowing the main idea and details, but analyzing and justifying if you have developed a perspective. So wait for the blueprint to be shared so that you are familiar with the information that is expected of you. Let me read the objectives. You may select from here for our lessons. Identify the main idea and details, that those are used for most of the comprehensions, the literature. And appreciate, when it is appreciate the poem, it is for the poem. Analyze the text and comment and build an argument and support with logical details. These are for the literature. Develop a perspective and debate on a topic. It is with regard to speaking, listening, or enrichment, and it is also with regard to your long writing. You need to develop quite a lot of content well in advance that will help you in writing. Developing a character with an aspect and support with details. Now you need to identify certain qualities of a character, and you should be able to support it with citing the text, the certain aspects from the text written by the writer, how the writer has depicted the character. That is how you need to develop your character. I hope that the information that I have shared is quite it will give you certain kind of a roadmap to you for the week, and most probably you need to set time to develop this piece of lots of notes. And I also advise that check your textbook, tick mark your topics that have been covered, making sure that you have not missed out anything. I have been covering the topics in the sequential order as from the textbooks, that is my the first flight and footprint without feet and the workbook. So all the topics in the lessons are covered in the sequential order. If any topic is missed out by you, if you were absent or did not attend the class, the videos are present on my channel except for the two flight where the first flight, but the black aeroplane is definitely there. So for that one video I will upload at the earliest. I hope that you will use this constructively, and there will be a lot of modifications in this planner, and I will be bringing forward certain topics from here to the next week, and most probably I will share that also with you. If you are new to the channel, kindly subscribe to the channel. I request all the new admissions to subscribe to the channel so that you have, whenever I upload my next video, you get the notifications. And if you like this, please kindly hit like and share it with your classmates and friends. Thank you very much for paying attention. Have a wonderful day.